ChezPride. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, we are here with the slideshow for Generation 5 of My Sims 4 The Short Legacy Challenge. This is basically a legacy challenge that you play for 10 generations on a short lifespan. Every generation you have children, and you pick a child to carry on the legacy and be the main sim focus. So, that's basically what the challenge is. There are more rules and requirements down below if you're interested in those and just how the challenge works. But today we are here doing the slideshow. If you have been around for my channel for a while now, you probably know I actually love doing slideshows for my series that are like more than 5 parts. If it's just like a short series or a scenario, I don't typically do slideshows, but for like series like this, like ongoing series that lasts quite a few parts, I think it's fun to go back and like look at the photos we took and reflect back on the episodes and just kind of have a summary. And y'all tend to like these too, so we're gonna do it. But basically how we do these slideshows is I give a little summary and then we go through all the episode titles and kind of just reflect back on each episode and have basically a summary of the whole series in one video. So, basically, if you did not watch this series, we started out with our heir Koi. He is the heir of the 5th generation, which makes him the 5th heir. If you don't know how that works, basically you have your original heir, the founder, and then they have a kid, and that kid becomes the heir, and then that heir has a kid and the next and becomes the next heir, and so on for 10 generations. So Koi was the 5th generation heir. He married his teenage love, Simon, who is a werewolf, and they had twin girls named Mary and Jane, and then they lastly had their son Salem, who is going to be the heir of the next generation. Koi was an artist who had a thing for stealing, and his husband was like a gym rat basically. And the twins were really into music, and Salem has a variety of interests, but mainly first of all, he was a werewolf when he was born, and then he got changed into a spellcaster, so he kind of focused on like the medium skill and the spellcasting stuff, but he's also kind of into writing, which is how he's going to make his money in next generation. But we're here to talk about this generation. Obviously, Koi, if you didn't notice, the heir is the one with the pink hair. He is very much into pink. Most of my Sims kind of have a color theme, so his is pink, his husband's is purple, and so Mary and Jane's are different color greens, and so on and so on. So this generation was more of a pink themed generation. But let's go ahead and start jumping into the episodes. I do have a playlist with all these episodes that I'm looking at. If you're interested in watching this series, if you didn't watch the series and you are interested in it, there is a playlist. But let's start going through titles. So the first video is just an introductions video where I show off the build, because I do a different build every generation, and then went over the rules and and introduced Koi, our heir, basically. And then the first official episode was called Engaged and Pregnant. And we wasted no time. We didn't get married right away. I let him have the babies. Like I mentioned earlier, they were twins. And but we did get engaged and pregnant right away. On the first episode, since they were like in love as teenagers, I thought it didn't make complete nonsense for them to get married or get serious right away. And then episode 2 is He Is Up to No Good. This is when we start having him steal things. And then episode 3 is called My Male Sim Gives Birth to Twins. That is when Mary and Jane were born. And yes, he is my first male heir of this series, so it was kind of weird having him give the birth, but it was cool. It was a cool experience. Episode 4 is called The Batch Party. So that basically he just has bachelorette party. Episode 5 is the twins age into toddlers. Obviously, we don't have infants yet, so they turned to toddlers in this episode. And then the next episode, since they were out, kind of waited until they were toddlers before Coy and Simon got married, so the girls could be there and they could be like kind of like the flower girls, but not really because you can't set flower girls for toddlers. But yeah, the next episode 6, is called Wedding Day, because they did go to Tortosa and get married. And then episode 7 is Family Park Day. We just basically have fun in the park with the twins. And like everyone was there except Salem, because Salem wasn't born yet. But this is them when they still had their little family. Episode 8 is called Werewolf Ruins First Day of Work. And literally, we sent Simon for his first day of work, and then he came home raging, and like Lily only spent like 2 hours at work. It was bad. But before the end of the series, we get a hold of his werewolf status. Episode 9 is called Toddler's Twins' Birthday, and Coy is very pregnant in this episode. Both the twins age up into kids. It was an interesting episode, to say the least. I think we just had a party at the house in that episode. And episode 10 was an important episode. One, it was the Halloween episode. So I think this came out either on Halloween or the day before Halloween. And it's called Halloween Baby, The Next Heir. This is episode 10. And this is when Salem was born. So that's why we named him Salem, was because he was born on Halloween. So, that was fun. And that's kind of, I didn't even think about him being a spellcaster later on until after he got the aspiration to want to be a spellcaster, which actually worked out because I didn't want him to be a werewolf. And he was born a werewolf. So it kind of worked out with his name being Salem. Just saying. I didn't plan that, but I thought it was a good why can't I say it? A good coincidence. There we go. I said it. Okay. But episode 11 is throwing a black and white bash for the next heir, because from the beginning his colors were black and white. I told you all my Sims tend to have a color theme. And let's see, episode 12, our werewolf toddler. That's when we just play with our heir as a toddler, basically, and he's in the little werewolf pajamas, so he was still a werewolf at this point. Episode 13 is called Getting a Dog and A grades. So basically, I got the family a dog, and named him Oliver after my dog that had just died. And they kind of got him as a reward for A grades, but really I just wanted there to be a pet in the family. So I used the excuse of all our kids being A grades to a good dog. Episode 14 is the next heir ages into a child. Very important because our heir ages up. Episode 15 is called Setting Himself on Fire. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think Coy was trying to make his first gourmet meal and it caught him on fire. It was unfortunate. But that leads us to our next episode, was episode 16, Twins Age into Teens. We take them to a green restaurant, have a really good day, and then age them up and give them their makeovers, in which they look like what they look like for the rest of the series. Episode 17, birthday date. This birthday date day, and this is when it was Simon's birthday, I'm pretty sure. So him and Koi had kind of nice date night out and stuff like that. And then we aged him up. Episode 18 is twins' first day at high school. So, of course, we had to go to them with that, especially with the high school backpack still being relatively new. So, episode 19, the current heir ages up. That was Koi's birthday, where he aged into a young adult to an adult. We had a bunch of birthdays recently. Episode 20 is called Skill Building and Making That Money. So, we did that a lot of episodes, but that was the main focus in this episode. Episode 21 is the next heir ages into a teen. So that's when we really learn about what Salem's gonna be like, which brings us to our next episode, 22, From Werewolf to Spellcaster. And that's the episode where he goes to the spellcasting world and turns into a spellcaster. Which was interesting the way we had to do it. We did have to cheat a little bit, but not too much. Episode 23 is First Kisses All Around. So that's where both Mary and Salem had their first kiss with their forever partners, as of now at least. Episode 24 is called Going to Graduation Pregnant, because I'm pretty sure in the first kissing episode, Mary got pregnant as well. So, that was exciting. And then episode 25 is called Engaged to Peter Pan, because she did get pregnant by Peter Pan, so they did get engaged and married. And the next episode was episode 26, A Valentine's Day Wedding. This is the episode that came out on Valentine's Day, and they had their wedding, basically. And while she was pregnant, and then she didn't have the baby till the next episode, which the next episode is called Officially Dating and Baby Time. So that was the second to last episode, and we got to have first Salem and Hermione officially got together on his last day of school, and then Mary had her baby, and we named her Tinker because her husband's Peter Pan. So, and then the last episode is called That's a Wrap, and basically we aged Salem up and got all the skills and everything I want to do done and wrapped up the entire episode, basically. But yeah, that was the entire series, you guys. If you didn't watch it, I hope you go back and watch it. I hope the slideshow makes the series look fun to you. But also, if you did already watch it, I hope this summary brought back some fun memories, and hopefully you enjoyed the series. That's what I'm hoping. I will say that the next generation is not going to come out till after the new Growing Together expansion pack comes out. So be looking forward to that after that comes out in a few weeks. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up right here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff, because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. Alright,